portfolio management, revision of formula. Okay. First formula is return is equal to D1 plus P1 minus P0 upon P0. We'll use this formula when dividend is given, price is given, at the end price is given at the beginning. Then second is when probability is given, then expected return is equal to summation of return into probability. When probability is given, then the formula of risk, standard deviation is equal to square root of summation x minus x bar square upon n. When number of observation is given, then use this formula. Or when probability distribution is given, then summation probability into r minus r bar square when probability is given. What about variance? There is no different formula. You take the standard deviation square or sigma square. Okay. Or if when variance is given, then standard deviation will be square root of variance. Either way. Next formula is coefficient of variation. Tell me, coefficient of variation, what is the formula? Sigma upon r bar, that is risk upon average return. Okay, you can multiply by 100 also if you want. The next formula is correlation coefficient. It is written as R, rho, is equal to summation x minus x bar y minus y bar upon square root of summation x minus x bar square into summation y minus y bar square. There is a shortcut formula also. Correlation is equal to covariance between the two variables x and y upon standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. So these are some basic formula. How many formula I have written? 8. So counting will also do today. 9. Covariance is equal to summation x minus x bar y minus y bar upon when number of years are given, number of observations are given. One more formula for covariance is summation x minus summation p into x minus x bar into y minus y bar when probability is given. And one more formula, covariance is equal to r into sigma x into when correlation standard deviation of x and y are given. Okay. Next formula 12, portfolio return. So after completing individual stock and their pair, portfolio return is weighted average return. Weight into return is weighted average return. Then 13, portfolio risk is equal to under root of W1 square sigma 1 square W2 square sigma 2 square plus 2W1 W2 correlation between 1 and 2 sigma 1 2. If covariance is given, then this will be covariance between 1 and 2. There are some shortcut formula also. When R is equal to plus 1, then standard deviation of portfolio is W1 sigma 1 plus W2 sigma 2. This is only when R is equal to plus 1. And when R is equal to minus 1, portfolio risk is equal to W1 sigma 1 minus 2 sigma 2. But if you are getting negative answer, ignore negative sign. Then minimum variance portfolio means if there are two stocks in the portfolio, what should be the weight of each stock so that portfolio risk is minimized. So here Wx equal to sigma y square minus covariance of x and y upon sigma x square plus sigma y square minus 2 covariance of x and y. I mean covariance is given. When covariance is given. Okay. And then 16 number, same minimum variance portfolio when correlation is given. Weight of x equal to sigma y square minus r into sigma x into sigma y upon sigma x square plus sigma y square minus 2 into r into sigma x into sigma y. कितने हो गए 17. This was 16, 17. Okay. Now there are two shortcut also. When r is equal to plus 1, then weight of x in case of minimum variance portfolio will be sigma y upon sigma y minus sigma x. Is it right? And the next formula 19, when r is equal to minus 1, then the weight of x will be sigma y upon sigma y plus sigma x. And minimum variance portfolio weight of y will be 1 minus weight of x. Right? Portfolio risk in case of 3 stocks. Portfolio risk in case of 3, 4, 5 stock. I will teach you how to get it. Is equal to, first you will write all terms which has variance. W1 square sigma 1 square, W2 square sigma 2 square plus W3 square sigma 3 square and 2 into W1 W2 and covariance between 1 and 2. Now all covariance terms for all pairs plus 2 W1 W3 covariance of and 2 W2 W3 covariance of 2 and 3. Okay. Then beta. So beta is mini formula. Beta is equal to covariance between stock J and market M upon variance of market M. So this is the main formula you'll remember. And then from this we will derive other formula. Beta is equal to R into sigma J into sigma M upon sigma M square. 24 number. Again one more beta. Same previous formula simplified, R into sigma J upon sigma M. Or suppose you are given a probability distribution table, then beta equal to summation P into Rj minus Rj bar Rm minus Rm bar upon summation P into Rm minus Rm bar square when probability is given. Okay. And when number of years are given, then beta is summation rj minus rj bar rm minus rm bar upon summation rm minus rm bar square, when number of observation is given. 26 हो गया. 27 required return as per CAPM. Required return as per CAPM is RF plus beta into RM minus RF. Okay. 28 equation of security market line. Equation of security market line is RF plus beta into market risk premium, which is RM minus RF. Same formula. 29 market risk premium is equal to yes, RM minus RF. Then portfolio beta. Portfolio beta is weighted average beta. Weighted average beta, which is sum of W into beta. 31 cost of equity using CAPM. Same formula, RF plus beta of equity into RM minus RF. 32 equilibrium price of share is D1 upon K minus G. 32 you have written. We have solved the problem in this sequence only. 33 number, reward to risk ratio. Reward to risk ratio means slope of security market line is equal to R minus RF upon beta. 34 number, slope of characteristic line. Slope of characteristics line written on J equal to alpha plus beta into RM plus EJ. Okay. So this EJ is 0. So therefore RJ equal to alpha plus beta into RM. If you have to calculate alpha, then first you calculate RJ minus beta into RM. Next formula, write down beta of stock when 2 years data is given about market and the stock. So that is difference in stocks return upon difference in market return. You will be given 2011, 2012. These are the returns of stock and market. So then use this formula. Difference in stock return upon difference in market return. Many more. Systematic risk. 36 number, systematic risk when standard deviation is given and when variance is given. So systematic risk, SR, systematic risk is equal to beta into sigma m. When variance is given, beta square into sigma m square. This can be simplified as R into sigma s. This can be simplified as R square into sigma s square. This is for systematic risk. So what is unsystematic risk? Unsystematic risk, again, in two situations, when SD is given, when variance is given. Here unsystematic risk is equal to, just remember this much is enough, total risk minus systematic risk. Sigma S minus beta into sigma M, or sigma S minus R into sigma S. And similarly here also it will be sigma S square minus beta square into sigma M square, or sigma S square minus R square into sigma S square. If you want, you can simplify it, 1 minus R square into sigma S square. Oh, tired. And writing on a screen is even more difficult. 38. Coefficient of determination. This is not used much in our syllabus. It is equal to R square. It is equal to systematic risk upon total risk. 39 number. Correlation between A and B is equal to correlation between A and M into correlation between B and M. Using this property, we got this formula: covariance between A and B is equal to beta of A into beta of B into sigma M square. (41) Portfolio risk. One more formula for portfolio risk when beta of A, beta of B and sigma M square is given is WA square into sigma A square, WB square into sigma B square, and you are given beta of A, beta of B and sigma M square. So either you first convert into covariance, or you can directly apply the formula 2 into WA WB into beta of A into beta of B into sigma M square. These three are nothing but covariance only. And then take square root, that will give you standard deviation of the risk portfolio. Okay. Now next important formula, portfolio systematic risk of portfolio. Systematic risk of portfolio is equal to beta of portfolio square into sigma M square. And beta of portfolio is weighted average beta, written earlier. 43. Unsystematic risk. Are you writing or enjoying only? Enjoy the AC. Unsystematic risk is written as sigma EP square. It is equal to weight of A square into unsystematic risk of A square plus weight of B square into unsystematic risk of B square plus and weight of N square into sigma EN square. Okay, otherwise you can simply take total risk minus systematic risk. 44. Sometimes you have to do reverse working. Total risk is equal to systematic risk plus unsystematic risk. This formula is called Sharpe index model. Sharpe index model. How many we have done? 44. Oh, 100 more. 45. Alpha, also called Jensen's alpha. Whose alpha? Jensen's alpha. You also discover something, then you will also get your name. Joshi's alpha. Okay, Purandre's alpha. Bedekar's alpha. Actual return minus CAPM return. Okay. Next is overall beta that is BO is equal to beta of asset side is equal to beta of liability side. And beta of asset side is equal to weighted average beta of all projects. Okay. And beta of liabilities is equal to where it has gone? Erased. No control Z here now. Let me try. Once it has gone forever. No, it's not working. I have tried all these things. Anyway, doesn't matter. I have passed. Beta of liability side is equal to weighted average beta of equity and debt. Okay. Now important formula. How many numbers we have completed? Around 50? This is 46. Okay, so 47. When taxes are given, overall beta equal to beta of debt into D. This is also one important formula. D into 1 minus T upon E plus D into 1 minus T and plus beta of equity into E upon E plus D into 1 minus T. If you remember this formula, it will take care of all mini formula. Only whatever is missing, find out. Then 48 number, unlevered beta. So this is called finding unlevered beta from equity beta, which is equal to levered beta or equity beta, levered beta or equity beta of the proxy firm upon 1 plus debt equity ratio of proxy firm into 1 minus T. This is required when we have to find the beta of an unlisted company. So first get unlevered beta and then you convert into levered beta. Levered beta will be unlevered beta as calculated in the previous formula into 1 plus D by E into 1 minus T. So this is required in the concept of proxy beta. Next is expected return under capital market line. Expected return under capital market line is RF plus RM minus RF into sigma P upon sigma M. Slope of CML. Slope of CML is RM minus RF upon standard deviation, or you can also write standard deviation of market. Anyway, It is same for all items. One more important formula, standard deviation of portfolio in bracket efficient portfolio is WM into sigma RM. WM into sigma RM for efficient portfolio. If they ask you find the standard deviation of portfolio, in many books this formula is not given. This we have derived. Okay, we have derived in classroom ourselves for shortcut purpose. How many we have done? 52. Okay, 53. WM, weight of market portfolio in an efficient portfolio, is sigma P upon sigma M in an efficient portfolio. Okay, and 54, expected return of portfolio under CML. Already we have written once. We have written here, I am going to the previous slide. This formula I have written, but there is a simple version also. That is weight of risk-free asset into risk-free return plus weight of market portfolio into market return. The two formula will give us the same answer. That I have proved in the classwork. Next is expected return under APTM. So now we are entering into APTM, arbitrage pricing theory model. RF plus R1 B1 risk premium beta 1, R2 beta 2 plus Rn beta n. So this will be used when you are given risk-free return, risk premium for each factor, beta of each factor. Okay. And when you are given the actual and expected data, then the formula for expected return under APTM will be equal to RF plus difference between actual data and expected data into B1 plus difference between actual data into expected data into B2 and plus you will do for all the stocks. Okay. Now next is CPPI model. What is CPPI? What is CPPI? Constant proportion portfolio insurance. Under that there is a formula, amount to be invested in equity is equal to multiplier into asset value minus floor value. Okay, and investment in debt is balancing figure. Investment in debt will be A minus equity. Asset minus equity. CPPI, this formula you have to remember. How many we have written? 57 plus 50 more. Now, auto correlation test. Auto correlation test. This is used for checking whether market is efficient in weak form or not. So here I have to compute correlation. Already done is summation x minus x bar y minus y bar upon square root of summation x minus x bar into summation y minus y bar square. Okay. When R is equal to 0 or close to 0, market is efficient in weak form. Market is efficient in weak form. That is autocorrelation test. Then runs test. Runs test is also performed to check whether market is efficient in weak form or not. Now, under that we have several formula. First we will find mean. 2n1 minus N2. Is it minus or plus? 2N1, 2N1 N2. Yes, I had a doubt. Okay, you have written into only, but you have stressed it little bit. So it looks like minus sign, no problem. 2N1 N2 upon N1 plus N2 plus 1. And then variance or standard deviation 2N1 N2 into bracket 2N1 N2 minus N1 minus N2 upon N1 plus N2 the whole square into N1 plus N2 minus 1. Right? And then standard deviation as usual, square root of variance. You can directly write standard deviation. After computing mean and variance, you have to compute standard upper limit. Standard upper limit is equal to mean value, first answer, plus table value into SD. And standard lower limit is equal to mean value minus table value into standard deviation. Okay, so this is Run's test formula. And now semi-strong form. How many formula are over? 59. My God. In fact, actually more. Semi-strong form of market efficiency. So here what I'll do, I'll first calculate return on stock, okay, which is the difference between closing price minus previous closing upon previous closing. And then we will compute the return on market. Return on market, same formula. Then you will compute normal return of the stock using characteristic line equation, alpha plus beta into sigma m. Then compute abnormal return. Abnormal return is equal to step 1 minus step 3. That is 1 minus 3. If total of abnormal return is 0 or close to 0, market is efficient in semi-strong form. Is it right? This question is yet to be asked. Is anything pending? 61. When all stocks in a portfolio are exact clone of each other, when all stocks are exact clone of each other, their risk is same, return is same, in that case the portfolio variance is equal to 1 by n into variance minus covariance and plus covariance. This is a shortcut formula for a portfolio where risk is same, weights are same, covariance between all pairs are same. So you can use this formula for even 100 stocks in few seconds. Okay, but it will work when all variables are same. Now next formula, exponential moving average formula. Exponential moving average, FT, that is EMA, is equal to FT minus 1 plus exponent, alpha means exponent, into current period closing minus previous forecasted closing. Okay, this is called exponent, which is equal to 2 by n plus 1. Okay, n is number of days. Now last, Sharpe optimal portfolio. In Sharpe optimal portfolio, first we will compute excess return to beta ratio, that is called R minus RF upon beta, and then we compute C value, which is sigma m square into summation R minus RF into beta upon sigma EI square upon 1 plus sigma m square summation beta square upon E sigma EI square. Is it right? And then we have to compute one Z value also. Or before that's cutoff point. Cutoff point is the highest C value. To calculate the weight, we have to compute Z value. Z is equal to beta into sigma EI square into R minus RF upon beta into, not into, minus this cutoff point C, which is the highest C value. And then weight of individual stock X equal to Z upon summation Z. Okay. So all formulas we have covered.